So far, the play of Darius Garland has been pretty underwhelming to say the least. The 5th pick in the 2019 draft already had some doubts coming into the league because of the limited amount of games he played at Vanderbilt due to a knee injury. But the Cavs still took a chance on Darius with hopes that Colin and Darius could be a dangerous backcourt duo in the future. There's still a chance that could happen, granted the two young guards haven't even played 20 games together. But it's clear that Darius is having a tough time finding his groove in the Cavs offense. Now, it's safe to say that the point guard spot is the toughest position to succeed in, especially when you're a young player. Darius has been a primary ball handler his whole life, so learning to share the ball with Colin and Jordan Clarkson hasn't been very easy. But despite that, the things that we expected Darius to be good at when he came into the league, we haven't really seen yet besides some glimpses here and there. In this video, we'll be looking at why Darius has been struggling so far this year and what he has to do to improve on the shaky start of his rookie season. I would say Darius got the most praise during the draft process for his silky smooth shooting stroke and uncanny ability to get his shot off in any situation. But so far we've gotten a lot of inconsistency from mid-range and beyond the arc. Now when I went back and watched the film, I noticed that Darius isn't having much trouble getting to the spots he wants to on the floor. Just as of now, he can't seem to buy a bucket. It's not like he's bricking the looks he's getting either. A lot of his misses are in and outs or they come up a little short off the rim. What I like though is that he's not hesitant shooting the ball, which gives me some hope that he'll get out of this slump sooner than later. When his shot is falling, you can see the potential he has as a shooter. His release is very quick and fluid. Darius also gets great arc and elevation on his shot, so mechanically, I don't think he needs to change anything. Off the dribble, Darius' signature step back is a smooth yet effective move that gets him great separation versus his defenders. His ball handling ability allows him to get his shot off whenever he wants really, but Darius needs to be able to knock down the shot after the move. But as long as he remains confident, I feel like his shooting slump will end fairly soon. Now, Darius' finishing ability has never really been a strength, and it's more evident now that he's in the NBA. Physically, Darius isn't a strong guy, so every time he attacks the basket, it's not hard for defenders to knock him off balance. Darius is also a below average athlete, which makes it very easy for defenders to contest or block his shot when he gets in the paint. He hasn't quite learned when and when not to attack the hoop aggressively. Often Darius attempts a tough layup against a big man that usually ends with Darius getting denied at the rim or forced to contort his shot, which most of the time leads to a missed layup. Even Darius' floater game, which has been his go-to move since high school, has been very inconsistent so far this season. As of now, the length and athleticism of NBA players is giving Darius fits, and he hasn't found a way to adjust quite yet. Once again, Darius has shown glimpses of being a talented attacker off the dribble. His shifty crossovers and hesitation moves have already made highlight reels. But none of these fancy moves really matter if you can't finish, plain and simple. This part of his game is probably going to be the hardest thing he'll have to overcome, so let's see if Darius can find some consistency in the paint as the season progresses. Darius is still going through the growing pains of running a team and getting others involved. Known as a scorer, Darius has also gotten recognition for his underrated playmaking ability, and we've seen flashes of his point guard skills early in the season. He's made good decisions in the pick and roll, feeding the roller diving to the basket, and also Darius has shown he could be a solid drive and kick guy. But still, Darius needs to improve his decision making at the point guard spot. Whether it's trying to thread the needle when making a pass or driving in a lane with nowhere to go and throwing the ball away, Darius is going to have to figure out a way to run the show more efficiently. Now, I do take in consideration he's sharing reps at the one spot with Colin, so that in itself is slowing up his development. I feel like Darius tries to do a little too much when he's running the show, partly because he's trying to take advantage of the limited opportunity he gets running the one. Coaching decisions play a huge part in this, so this is something Darius is going to have to persevere through, at least for the duration of his rookie year. But as he's getting used to sharing minutes at the one spot, he could still focus on making better decisions overall as a basketball player. Well, here's my verdict. I think it's way too early to write off Darius Garland as a bust, in my opinion. There are a lot of current and retired NBA players who struggled their rookie year and ended up having really good basketball careers. Darius may very well turn things around during the second half of the season, but even if he doesn't, I don't think people should give up on the kid. The 19-year-old has a lot of potential to be a solid point guard in this league, and it's okay if it takes him some time to figure things out. Also, Darius isn't as lucky as other rookie point guards who have been handed the keys to an organization from the jump. But in the long term, this adversity will hopefully benefit Darius as he continues to develop as a player. It's important that he continues to stay confident and constantly strive to improve each game that he plays. And as fans, it's important that we stay patient with young players when they're not performing well. Everyone has their learning curve. Hopefully, Darius will prove a lot of people wrong as the season progresses.